Como solo tú. Her cousins fuck with me, they said he's solid too. Got the princess with me, and now I'm stunning on you. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah, with a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah, with a thick little Spanish princess. Me llamo Blanco. Keep me on the side like I was Sancho. Ask me what it was, I said no hablo. I just backed a couple like a Pablo. Took a pain away like Palo Santo. Yeah. Your shape is like a body. I'ma stay until tomorrow, yeah. You can blaze it if you wanna, baby. On me, come on, baby. I think I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah, with a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah, with a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah, with a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah, with a thick little Spanish princess.
No entiendo, no comprendo, me quieres o qué. Me dice que es porque soy el rey. Tengo muchas cicatrices en mi piel. Baby, low que, pero ese cake. I need me a bitch that won't get in my way. If you could do that, baby, then you can stay. I need me a bitch that could cook it clean. If you could do that, baby, I won't complain. I need me a bitch that gon' fill up my safe. Yeah, I guess you could say
I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah, with a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah, with a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah, with a thick little Spanish princess. I fell in love with a thick little Spanish princess. Yeah, with a thick little Spanish princess.
We're live! We're live! We are live.
My G, thanks for having me.
Mr. Jared Brady, dude, he's in here. Long Haul Studios, sponsored by
Cacti.
Shout out Travis Scott. Here we are.
I think your bio said grab a White Claw.
Yeah, well, you know, we're still fielding offers. We're fielding offers.
We're trying to figure out which one we want to go. Yes, sir, man. Dude, I'm really impressed by the setup, by the way.
Shout out to Darren, my brother, dude. He helped me set up this entire shit. And he's the sole reason why we're actually doing Twitch. Like,
really? Did he bring it up to you?
I had no idea what Twitch was until Darren, like, we were back at my parents' house for some holiday. I think it was Christmas, actually.
Yeah.
And he was like sitting in the room. He's like, dude, you guys would murder on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like, if you got on Twitch, I was like, what's
Twitch?
That?
You never seen any stream on there before?
No, I've seen it, but I just I didn't know anything about it. I just had always heard about like, oh, this Twitch stream and Twitch and it's gaming and it's all this shit. I didn't know that you could just walk on
and do whatever you want.
And just have a conversation on Twitch.
Yeah.
You know?
That's lit, bro.
So fucking props to him for spearheading this whole thing.
Yeah, no, it's dope. And you guys got the super dope setup. You got camera here, you got camera there. Yep. You got it done right.
Yeah, we got it going, dude.
Oh, we got is it Il Mama 10?
Il Mama?
Il Mama 10 with things.
Llama Mama.
Yes, we like that.
Hey, fun fact, that's actually my mother.
Oh, there it is.
She's on it. She's on it.
Yo, she's supportive.
Dude, she's the whole reason why I'm probably still doing this thing, dude. She's the only one that actually gave me the guts to make moves.
Tell me, how did you end up? Because you're from Slow.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you end up in LA? Like, what brought you to LA? I'm sure you already told the story on Twitch before, huh?
No, actually, no. I actually haven't. So I mean, basically, we had been making music in San Luis, and like we were doing it out of my bedroom at my parents' house. You know, it's like my fucking bedroom. Put the bed eggshells up in the fucking closet. The whole fucking nine. You know.
Yeah.
And I was just like the only person that could decently record vocals and produce a song and like also make a beat in the city.
Yeah.
And so I was like, everybody that was making music all wanted to come fuck with me and James and Win and shit.
Yeah.
You know? And so we just like got to the extent of what that was.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, okay, we need to figure like, do we really want to do this shit?
Yeah.
Like for real?
Yeah.
Well, we got to move to LA. You know, hold up and close this door. Somebody set the alarm off.
Oh, does that happen often?
Yeah, the front door now. If somebody walks out the front door,
this one right here?
It triggers it.
Yo, they got it real security done right now.
It's a lot. Sometimes way too much.
Hey, at least you're protected.
Yeah.
So you were like, yo, I got to get out to LA.
Yeah.
It is the way to go.
And then it was like, you know, I was kind of like fucking around. You know, I actually met Win at junior college. I was playing baseball at the local community college.
He was playing as well.
No, he was just like going to school.
Oh, he was just there. Oh shit.
He was like doing a couple classes. I met him in accounting class. And yeah, me and James had known each other since like high school and shit. And so it was basically just like, okay, you know, this is really like run its course. Like we can only do so much here. And then you know, I had just been kind of like trying to figure my life out and just all these things. I quit playing baseball, like fell out of love with that. And then we were like, hey, let's just take whatever money we have and just move to LA, dude.
That's lit. So you came out like on a dime, like
yeah, for real.
Like how to figure it out.
Like me and James like pulled our money together, came out to LA. We were the first ones.
Damn.
And we're like, okay, we need to open up a studio. So like we need to go find a place we can rent out to start a studio at.
Yeah.
So we found this like shitty ass like glorified apartment and just like rented it out. Ended up getting kicked out of there because we'd turn up till fucking 6 a.m. every night. And then we got kicked out. And then James found this place, this exact studio.
Yeah.
About like a year later. And I was kind of like, man, I don't know about all this. You know, we were just
because it's probably expensive at the time. It's probably
expensive for us.
Yeah. Fuck no, it's like, expensive. Period.
Oh my, it was a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when you're talking about thousands of dollars, when you don't have any money, you're like, fuck, you know.
Yeah, no resources, no situation. Yeah. You didn't have like a deal at the end of the corner or something. You were doing it off of a whim, which is pretty impressive. I actually heard of this quote. It was actually by Forrest Whitaker. You know what I'm talking
Forrest
about?
Whitaker, yeah.
Forrest Whitaker. He was saying that like most people, they make the move to LA and that's their big decision and that's their big movement.
Oh yeah.
And what they don't realize is that like you have to continue making those type of decisions throughout your entire career in order to make it. So it's like that big move. Yeah, you made it to LA. Big dude. Mm-hmm. A bunch of people make it to LA, but then you made that next big leap of getting the studio, which is another big move. And then the next big move, you guys redid the whole spot.
Revamped it.
Yeah, like it's like you have to continue making those risky decisions that make you kind of like, oh fuck, can I really do this?
Yeah.
Well, in order to make it.
Bro, I think like the amount of risk you have to weigh, people always are like, oh yeah, just like go take risks. You know, it's like that's all you gotta do. Just be willing to take the risk and go do that. Well, the biggest risk is that you don't have any money. And if you put the rest of your money on the table, like go all the chips on the table,
will you make that back?
I mean, bro, that's like you could just be asked out and then all of a sudden, like, you know, where do I live?
Home.
Move back home.
Yeah.
This is that. And so you think about all these things and you went through this to an extreme extent, which we'll talk about later.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was wild.
And it's like, I'm sitting back and I'm just like, look, this is what I always told people I am. I always told people, even when I was playing baseball and shit, I'm like, I'm a music producer. When people would ask me, what do you do? You know?
Yeah.
When I was like 18, 19, 20. Oh, I'm a music producer. Yeah. They're like, oh, cool. My brother makes beats too. You know? I'm like, sick.
Yeah, but he doesn't make he doesn't make Sean Ross beats, so get it together.
I'm like, oh, he has a laptop? That's
oh, he has GarageBand? Oh, okay, I got it.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I do it on GarageBand. Yeah.
That's my go-to.
Yeah, so
yeah, man.
So you were just like, I'm making this move so that I can fully say that I'm a producer, so I could really do this.
Well, I had like an identity crisis, dude, because growing up, my whole shit was always like, I am the baseball player. Like I was like this really good baseball player, like had this whole trajectory. I fucked it up. Didn't perform well enough. I was like off doing crazy shit, you know, and I was just like partying and doing all these things, was not focused. And then also at the same time was just obsessed with music.
Yeah.
And that was like my fucking alter ego.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like, in my mind, I was at this turning point where I was like, dude, I need to like excel at something.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it actually came from trying to like make my dad proud of me.
Oh,
like,
wow. Interesting.
Like if you really like go deep enough, I've thought about this a lot.
Yeah.
I think the reason like I was so adamant about it is because I was like, man, I really need to show my pops that like I can like be excellent at something.
Wow.
And
That's
if
deep.
it's and because he was hard baseball dad, hard sports dad, like all the way to the T.
Yeah.
And then when I failed at it, like our relationship kind of soured.
Oh shit.
You know, and like, you know, it was just like that whole thing. And I always felt like really shitty about it. And I was like, so I think, you know, there's always those type of weird driving factors in people that end up excelling in something. There's always like some crazy psychological reason, you know?
Yeah, one time.
I know you have fucking, you have
one,
your whole slew.
1000%. So definitely the dad relationship is something that is not overlooked. And I think that you brushed across something that I think a lot of people can relate to, is that driving force was making sure that your dad knew that you were excellent at something, and vice versa. Maybe you were doing it as well as for your mom to look at you as something special.
I already had it from her.
Yeah,
out the gate, my mom was always just like,
yeah,
you got the music thing, like you got it. You know, it's like I was always trying to prove something with the pops. You know, but go on though. I know.
But you know, I think a lot of people can relate to that, like that feeling of wanting to make their parents proud.
Yes,
you know. I remember when because I to all the Twitch people out here, I just had a daughter. She's 4 months old. And when Shan got pregnant, I remember thinking to myself like, fuck, am I ready for this? Because here's the thing, like some of my biggest pains, like some of my deepest sorrows in life came from my parents.
Right.
You know, the baggage that was passed down to me from my parents. And so I had this like moment of like, damn, did I clean myself out enough that I don't pass on some of the baggage that I'm carrying onto my daughter? Because that's like, I know in life, some of the things that are going to hurt her, you know, deeper than anything in life is going to come from me and her mom.
For sure.
Just if it's just trying to prove me, you know, that she is excellent at something, which is you can't fix that. That's undeniable. It's just something that's gonna happen, and there's nothing that I could do to control that. So yeah, just that thought pattern. I think a lot of people can relate to. I relate to it. A lot of the things that I've done in my life has been trying to make sure that my parents knew that I was a good human and that I was excellent at something.
No doubt.
So that's a huge thing. First, the fact that you can pinpoint that, it already says a lot about, like, you know, the way that you think about life.
Oh, I've done a deep dive, dude. A deep psychology dive. And it's like, I feel like as you get to this kind of age, you know, like once you're right around 30s, you know, like you really, like, if you don't figure that out,
you start to dial it in. Yeah.
Like if you don't figure out all those deeper things that have been kind of holding you back that you just don't address, like if you don't like therapeutically sort things out, then you're fucking yourself for the next 20, 30 years. Like all these things that could be great, if you don't work them out, you're going to hold on to all these weird things and have all these weird little blow ups or whatever.
Exactly.
And you know, that's what I also like commend with you, because I know your story from, you know, if you guys don't know, me and Jared have been making music for years together. You know,
you're the reason that these people probably even know who I am. Like even the people,
these 6 or 8, 6 to 7 people. Yeah.
no, even the following that I have, bro. Honestly, no, real talk. When I first started working with you, I had about maybe 5,000 followers. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Keep going.
Maybe I had about 5,000 followers. Now I'm at 50,000 followers. That is obviously built off of the content that I put out, but mainly the music that I put out as well.
Yeah. No doubt.
One of our songs that we have is almost at 1 million streams.
Enjoy your life.
Enjoy your life.
Enjoy your life.
So I say that to say that, like, you know, honestly, actually, now I think about it, you probably have most of my records.
Majority.
Yeah,
I do.
You have probably a majority of the records that I've ever put out.
Because we have at least probably like 11 or 12.
Yeah, easily. Probably more. Probably more that hadn't came out.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
that working relationship, I don't think that I could build the fan base or the people, the retention without the quality that you produce.
It was a part of it. It was a part of it for sure. It's like this whole thing is really crazy because I've watched Jared from the point of like 3 years ago. I mean, maybe even 4.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
When we started like doing shit together, I've watched him have this crazy trajectory of his life. And I've also had these deep conversations with him where I understand these slight little mental shifts that you've made, like corrections along the way that wasn't even taught to you by anybody, but like you sought out to try to be able to be like, how can I fucking like make life successful for me and like the people around me? And like, I watched your little course corrections and you've just made all these right choices and you just keep going like, this is this. And I'm just like, this is interesting. I'm just like, fuck yes, dude. No, it's and I just get to sit back and like watch it. And it's so fucking awesome. And I'm sure he feels the same about me too and all these things. Yeah. But
no, it's crazy you say really that because when I proposed to Shan, she was saying that like one of the things that for me that made it so apparent that you could be a husband was that your adaptability. I felt like every time that I felt like you were at a plateau, you would adjust the way that you looked at life, or you would adjust your character, or that you would try to figure out how to like grow yourself. Yeah. And so I think that's, probably a through line with the music as well. No doubt. That like I'm always trying to adjust myself as a musician just as well as a person in this earth.
And also to add to that too, you're also willing, like not just in music or just in content or anything else, but like just the willingness to take risks. Like we took a huge risk. You walked in, you said, "Hey, I want to make a funk disco album."
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, funk disco? I'm just baffled. I was like, I thought we were really going in the right way with this like trap, melodic trap music. I thought it was really cool, man. I thought it was like a niche you could do.
Yeah.
And you're just like, funk disco. And I'm like, all right, we're doing house funk disco.
Yeah, let's do it, bro. Whatever, bro.
And we like just because of that vision, now we have this project that me and you sit back and we're just so proud of. Yeah. Like I listen to that to this day and I can listen to it from start to finish. And I'll be like, I'm so proud of this body of work that we did. And then this guy goes out and shoots an entire short film for it. That's incredible. Like you could play this at Sundance.
Yes.
And I'm just like, this guy just pieced this together out of the fucking ether. Just grabbed every little piece of every connection.
Yeah.
And just makes it happen, dude. And I'm just like, endless respect just for the type of person that you are to have to go and make those type of things happen and work.
Man,
it's insane.
I appreciate it.
It's insane.
I appreciate it because it was definitely a risk.
Yeah.
Diving into the disco realm because at the time nobody was doing that. Like nobody was into the disco. And it's funny. No. Right when we put that out, everyone started doing that funk disco vibe.
That was like right when Bruno Mars started kicking out with like fucking 24 karat and like all this type of shit.
And so for me, it was like, all right, cool. It told me two things. It told me, all right, A, you have a pulse on, or you have taste. That was really what it told me. It's like you have taste.
It's validating.
Yeah, you know what you're looking for. Maybe the project wasn't as big as you envisioned it, but at the end of the day, it did take me to another level.
Dude, it was executed. Yeah. Like it was executed properly,
Yeah. And
regardless.
And the short film too, I feel like a lot of people slept on that. I'm still kind of salty about that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still kind of salty that the short film did not do what it was supposed to do. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, you just keep fucking going. You just keep going forward. Yeah, dude,
that's neither here nor there. As someone that actually just commented on the video yesterday and was like, "This is gonna age like fine wine. Don't worry."
And it will.
Yeah,
it will.
So,
and also not gonna be the best thing that you're gonna fucking put out.
No, true. True. Like, we're gonna put another short film, part 2. Enjoy the Disco, part 2.
And it's actually gonna be a longer film. It's gonna be a full feature.
Yeah,
full length feature.
We're gonna do it with Paramount.
4.5 hours. It's gonna be like The Irishman on Netflix.
Speaking into existence, bro. Wait, hey, I always wondered this. Why did you never become an artist yourself?
Just
because you could write, you could produce.
No, this is what it is. Really, it's like I kind of saw where I wanted to go as far as investing my time. And like, yeah, I have a voice that like, if I wanted to right now, I can make a song and mix my voice to sound really good.
Yeah.
And like make a song and, you know, write the song and shit. But I'm like, do I want to invest all my time into trying to make an artist project work? Yeah. Or do I just want to invest all that time and energy into this thing that I'm already doing?
Yeah.
And also, I love the idea of being the guy behind the artist that
the Phineas.
Yeah, right.
The Phineas.
Yeah.
No. This is Billie Eilish. I'm sure she's a crazy and amazing talented artist, but Phineas is the juice.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He fucking really is. And I just like, I have this whole thing about like, I love the idea of being like the coach almost, like the guy who's like, you know, we curated this artist and like we built this thing together, like me and this artist and the writers involved and the musicians and like, and now it's like, go young one, like go to the stage.
You know what line?
And it like go like have the light shine, and I just sit back and I shed a tear, you know, like that's like my ideal.
You know what
situation,
line?
yo?
This is when I knew you're low key supposed to be an artist. There was a line that you like low key gave me. It was on Scouting.
Oh yeah.
And you said I think you said it was like, baby, I'm not a player, I'm only scouting.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, this guy right here,
he gets it.
Yeah, this guy right here is supposed to be an artist. I don't know what he's doing, but
really hold that one pretty close to me, dude.
Yeah,
I was like that's a bar.
That's a gym.
It is.
That's a gym. People don't understand.
I'm not a player. I'm just scouting.
I'm just scouting, man. What is the deal? What's the deal? So I knew right there off top that you were the real deal.
I'm just looking up at these right now. Pop Don, that's my pops, by the way.
Hey,
never too late to get back on the mound.
Wait, what position did you play? You were a pitcher?
I was a pitcher and a first baseman.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's like the star.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely very good.
Yeah,
but like you know, it just depends on the positions, you know. But it's yeah, bro. I mean,
How can you read these right now?
I got LASIK. I got LASIK,
yeah,
bro.
You're gonna have to read these, bro.
So he says, "What's up, Sean? How was the trip? Smokey. Trip was great. San Francisco was amazing. Got to see all my fucking friends. Mrs. Rarity.
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Mrs. Rarity? Hey, follow the channel, and then we will answer this question right now. So,
hey, boom, holla right now.
I need to hear that follow button. Where's the follow? Hit that follow button.
Ooh, what's the question?
Oh no, she did. Oh, newest follower. Man, let's give a hand right here.
Let's give a hand.
Miss Rowdy.
Where's James riding the horse?
Miss Rowdy. It already happened because she already followed.
Oh, okay.
And so she says, Jared, the short film was amazing. Don't get discouraged by the numbers.
Okay, let's
address.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. It's not that I'm discouraged. Like I am definitely very confident in the short film, and I'm very confident in what we did. I know that what we did was a masterpiece. But what I am annoyed with is that like we spent almost a year making the film. And so when you put out something that you do for an entire year, it definitely hits a little different when it underperforms. It definitely hits a little bit different. And like failure is awesome. Like, do you know who Robert Greene is?
I don't.
So Robert Greene, he wrote The 48 Laws of Power. He wrote The Art of Seduction.
I got you.
He wrote The Laws of Human Nature. I always say you can tell when somebody hasn't read a Robert Greene book. You can like visually see when somebody hasn't read a Robert Greene book. Robbie Brigham. But if you haven't read a Robert Greene book, I suggest you go pick it up. You should start with The Art of Seduction. It definitely changed my life. Anyways, but he was talking about the dark side. Like everybody has the dark side. And when you're born, you're a baby, and you basically are a complete person. You have a dark side, you have some happy tendencies, you have all of these things that make you a complete person. But as you get older, the dark side of you kind of gets beat out. Oh, I can't hit. Oh, I can't say mean things. I gotta be presentable in public. I gotta be this. So this dark side gets kind of chipped away. but it doesn't go away. It's still inside of you. So these people are having like these and this is kind of different than what I was originally saying, but I'll make this point full circle. But it kind of like you don't acknowledge the shadow in you, and what ends up happening is that it comes out in very weird ways. It comes out on your friends. It comes out on your family. It comes out on the internet. That's why you see people when they comment these negative comments, it's their dark side
it's
getting
crazy.
Yeah,
shit,
it's coming out. But at the end of the day, we have to accept the dark side in us. Mm-hmm. It is there, and that's the only way that you'll get over it. Not trying to like hold it down. But what I'm saying about Robert Greene is that like through failure, he started writing a book by 50 Cent, or with 50 Cent. And the book kept getting turned down.
Definitely read this book.
Yeah. So the 49th Law. So he was writing this book with 50 Cent, and it kept getting turned down, and he couldn't understand why. He was like, I don't understand. I wrote this amazing 49, this amazing book, and nobody's accepting it. And as he kept getting to different publishing companies and they were turning it down, he got to take a hard look at it, figure out that the book wasn't good, and he rewrote it. But he was also saying that I would never, ever, ever been able to write the book that did come out with success. Until somebody said, this is not it.
Right.
This is whack. You got to go rewrite it. He would never have been able to write the bestseller that did come out because of the success. Success will give you nothing but rewards. It's not going to give you anything. It's not going to
give you any guidance.
It's not going to make you grow. It's not going to make you evolve. Success does nothing for you other than feed your ego. But failure is how you become a better person. So I realized with Enjoy the Disco, to make this come all the way full circle, is that like, I am a terrible marketer. I am a terrible marketer. I'm great at making content. I'm great at making music. Yes. I'm great to be on camera. I can act. I can do this. I can do that. But when I have the finished product, I'm terrible at putting it out.
How do I actually get it out to eyes?
Exactly. Yeah. My rollout is not good. I've been able to build a following because I do great content, but I don't have the greatest marketing. Everybody who even watches the podcast is like, bro, this deserves so much more views. Yeah. But it's the marketing where I'm falling short. You know what I'm saying? So I had to recognize that in myself so that whenever I do get to a place where I'm putting out an album again, or when I'm putting out a short film, I need to bring on a team that really knows how to market.
Dude, I was just about to bring that up. It's like the whole concept of anybody that's in entertainment or anybody that's in really any industry, if you think about it. Let's see, what do we got up here?
No, same thing. Same things.
It's like anybody that's in any type of content delivery or creative type of work, the team is just so important because I've watched time and time again, people have an amazing product. You have this thing that you've created as a creator, and it doesn't get the shine it deserves because the roles on the team aren't properly assembled yet. And it's like, what do you think the biggest kind of obstacle is in trying to fill the roles on the team that would get you the marketing person and the person that would push it and the person that would do this? Like, what are they? You know?
I think like most people have a complex. Sorry to all the artists out there who are watching, but they have a complex. Let's be real. They have a feeling that they know best. And they have a feeling that like, this is my baby. I'm not going to bring in some money grubbing company to come
take a percentage
and to do something with it when I could just do it myself. This product, cream always rise to the top. It's going to go up there.
It's so good that I'll just drop it on SoundCloud and people will go crazy.
Yeah, but it doesn't work that way. It never works that way. Even when the industry tries to sell you that it worked that way, it didn't work that way. No. They actually put a system behind it. So as soon as artists start to realize that, like, no, you're the fucking artist, just be the artist. And then bring in the team to do the marketing because that's what it really matters. And so... And I had this thought the other day was that like, in order for an artist to break in, I read this stat. It takes 36 songs to break in. That's a lot of songs. It's not a little. It sounds small.
It's a lot.
It sounds small.
36 released songs.
Yes, that's a lot of songs to break in. And so I feel like the average artist doesn't even have more than 10 songs out.
No, bro.
You know what I mean? That call themselves an artist, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're so personal about their shit. They're so like, well, I have to be perfect. I have to put it out this way, put it out that way. And it's just like, man, no, put out the music. Because at the end of the day, your fans are going to be so happy to see you grow. Even if your first song that you put out is not as good as the last song that you just put out, the fans are going to be so happy to see you grow and to see you evolve as an artist. Most of these artists are doing it behind closed doors. They're not even showing that process.
For sure.
You know what I mean? They're just like, here's a project. All right, I'm going to go away in my cave, and then I'm going to show you another project in a year.
I think that also, because I'm going through this situation right now with somebody, and I actually defended the other side of it. I said, no, I don't think you should go SoundCloud drop a song every week, because that's what he wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
And I was telling him, he's like, I'm going to do a SoundCloud mixtape. I'm like, bro, you're signed to a major label. You're signed to Epic
SoundCloud.
Records.
Yeah.
You don't need to do this.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I mean, I just want to like generate buzz and do all these things. And he's like, I'll just release the records that aren't as good. And I'm like,
but then the people's perception are going to think that that's the records.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason it's a separate situation is because in my mind, I'm going, you have the resources to where if you didn't drop anything and then you came out with the right image and all these things, they could put gas behind it and go.
Yeah, you're in a different position.
Yeah, it's different than in independent artists who you're like, I'm going to build up steam stone by stone, like fucking just step by step, coal by coal in the engine, you know? And so that's a different thing to me. It's like, that makes sense, I think, where it's like, oh, I'm going to put out a song every single week until it just goes based off of my independent fan base. Because I don't have these other roles on the team sorted yet.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, but with him, I'm telling him the opposite. I'm like, look, dude, I don't think you should drop the SoundCloud mixtape. I think you should get together the best package of these songs, the best songs we have, and then go ask the label to fucking get behind these things.
If you have the machine behind you,
exactly,
you don't need
That's
to do
the
that.
separation.
Yeah, if you have the machine behind you, you don't need to do that.
Yep.
When you don't have the machine, you have to basically do it brick by brick, the way you were saying.
Make it work.
You know, I find that when I was speaking about putting out music, it's mainly for the independent artists. It's mainly for the artists that are just like in their bedroom, have no following, have no fan base. That's the only way that you're going to be able to cut through is by consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Or some other way that you do something crazy. I know there's plenty of artists out there that, you know, take 6ix9ine, for example. Like, he's going to cut through. It doesn't have to be the music for him to cut through. Right. He could just start up controversy and cut through.
And it works.
Yeah, but
no matter what.
The average artist, you have to figure out a way to cut through. And I've been recently coming to this, that like my way to cut through is by consistency.
And I think it's going to work for you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, when I do blow up, we can come back to the stream, and you better bring this up, because this is where the idea started.
That's right, baby. That's right. I actually gave it to him, so just give the credit.
Yeah. I got to give him 50% of the idea.
Yeah. I got, like, actually after this stream, we're going to have him go into the front room and sign the papers.
Yeah,
we'll make it official. Make it official, but, you know, we don't have to let him know about that yet.
No, it's done. It's already signed, actually.
No, that's neither here nor there.
It's already there. It's already there. Man, so you got the
let's see
interface.
Well, so we got 7 people in here right now.
Hey, what's poppin', 7?
7 people, make yourselves known.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Drop some comments, drop some questions.
Any questions you want to know.
There's 7 of you, so we should at least have 7 questions.
Come on, somebody's got to have some.
At least. At the very least.
Let's see. Actually, there was one that came in right here.
You can see it?
It takes 160 no's to get a yes. Yes, it does, Father.
Oh, there's a comments here?
Yeah, it didn't update up there. Yeah, there's a comments right here.
Oh.
Yep.
Wait, what's the difference? How does it not update here?
I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna pull up the actual stream right here.
Oh, then we'll be able to see it in real time.
Yep. I'm just gonna pull it up right here.
There it is.
Long Haul Studios. He's trying to update the stream or whatever. Oh, here we go. Easy.
I might with that bitch panties.
What's this? that I've ever put out.
Because we have
that's
probably
that's
11 or
stuff.
You do something crazy. there's plenty of art.
This is live.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the difference? How does it not
Live in full effect.
update
Oh, here we are. I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna put back in actual stream.
So it's
right
that's
here.
kind of
No,
laggy
see
or
it.
whatever.
Okay, cool. But we get the chat in real time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Supposedly. Well,
Did it freeze?
wherever that's at. This is not what's actually going on right now. So
Oh.
don't worry about it.
Oh, I was gonna say, did it freeze? I think it froze.
No, we're live. We're
Oh,
live.
okay, cool.
He's trying to cast it back up to the TV.
Oh, he's listening, brother. Big brother's listening.
I know that's the real time troubleshooting that is just key. Like if this would have happened, like while I was just by myself, I'd be like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's lit. That's dope. That's dope. All right, so
But yeah, I'm not even gonna worry about this. But yeah.
Okay.
But so I do want to know too. It's like we have the whole music side of the shit with Jared and everything.
Yeah.
But you fucking launched this entire career path of YouTube, podcast, all this other side that's all entertainment that's not music.
Yeah.
That people are just fucking just locked in on, dude.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is that the music the podcast is actually more, it's actually bigger than the music right now.
Yeah.
Ironically.
Right.
What is this?
Oh.
Brady says
Jared,
hello.
Brayden says, oh, that's his son, Brayden.
Oh,
that's the artist that we work with too.
What's
you remember
Oh,
Brayden?
I know Brady.
Yeah.
Brady is the dope. He's dope, man.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's the truth. But anyways, so it's interesting because I feel like people are locked in on the podcast, and we actually really launched it at the perfect timing because I think people were in a position where they really, really, really wanted to they needed content because everyone was locked in their homes. Nobody was out, and I think people weren't listening to music the way that they were watching shows or watching podcasts. And I think podcasts really started taking off during this pandemic because nobody was doing anything.
And they wanted to feel like they were in a conversation with somebody.
They wanted to feel like they were in a conversation with somebody.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's sad. But so we launched the podcast, and I was like surprised. I was like taken aback about how it got received.
The support of it.
Yeah, it was wild. Like, and so we just kept going, and now we're at a place where we're uploading like 3 times a week. Just
gonna be huge.
Yeah, just kind of pushing it, and it's been growing steadily. Like the trajectory has been going crazy, and it's just fun. Like I always say this too. Like as soon as it stops becoming fun, I'm not doing it anymore.
Right.
And it's just fun. Like I'm just having fun. Everything you hear on there is raw. It's candid.
This is gonna be the conversation we come back to, like the Joe Rogan moment.
Yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, as soon as it stops being fun, I'm not gonna do this anymore. It's like shows him back like on his shitty ass camera, like with his homie, like in the basement. You know, like there's a video of that where he's like, he
said that same thing?
It's literally like this, but it's just shitty quality. And he's like, as soon as it stops being fun, I'm just not gonna do it anymore.
That's so funny.
And then it's like fast forward to Joe Rogan.
And he's like all the ways, in that new studio doing his thing.
I'm just like,
that's crazy. No, but that's real. Like it's because it's like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. You put yourself out there constantly, and if it's not fun, then what are we doing? Like that's what I always tell. Like I have 2 co-hosts, Los and JD, and I'm like, if this is not fun, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to do this. You're taking time out of your day to come to my house to film. I'm taking time away from my family, my daughter, to film. And if it's not fun, then there's no reason for us to do this. I have a slew of other things that I should be working on. You know what I mean?
Well, and also you're offering this, it's almost like this philanthropic thing too, because you're offering this crazy amount of value just by having conversations.
Yeah.
And it's because you're at a certain point in your life where you have wisdom.
Yeah.
You have wisdom by going through all these different things.
Yeah.
And so just by you speaking on those things you've gone through is philanthropic in itself, right?
Yeah.
Because you're offering this huge amount of value through your experiences that you've had.
Yeah.
That other people can learn from and then grow up and
or
learn
relate
from you.
to it, you know?
Or relate to it.
Yeah, and so I always tell
it's a big deal.
I'm always like my like catchphrases, and I'm probably gonna get shit for this one day. But my catchphrase for the podcast is like, look, everything that he hasn't told you yet, we're probably gonna be talking about it on the podcast. so if you're wondering what your man or your boyfriend or your crush is thinking, come over to the podcast, baby, because we probably talking about it. If you ever wondering,
and that's what I was saying about like how you guys hit that vein with, and it's like why you were saying you have a large portion of your viewership is female, is because they're trying to hear the side that like they never get told from men. Yeah. Because men are like, oh, well, we don't want to tell you what's really going on here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And we get shit from men for that. We've gotten a couple
like, don't pull back the curtain.
Yeah. We've gotten shit from men for that. You know what? It's interesting because it's like as I started getting older, I started realizing that like my core values is very aligned with men. And although I relate, or I am the women are relating to me because I have like very like evolved thinking or whatever the case might be. Right. But my core values is stand with men.
Oh yeah.
And so when like, you know, the red pill community or like these different communities that are very focused on men, they stand up for whatever they're standing up for. They think that I'm against them. Right. They think that I am not on their team, and I'm like, bro, come on. I'm just living my life here. Come on, you know? So it's just interesting to see like how much they don't like me.
Bro, you know to go to that point, it's so crazy when you really are truly middle ground. Yeah. How much people from the extremes will hate you.
Yeah. Oh, I always.
It doesn't matter, like, because if you're not fully on one side or the other, people will just attack.
Yes. No. I've realized that like it's a blessing and a curse, but I have an immense amount of empathy, so I have the ability to hold both truths. Yeah. I can hold the man's truth and I can hold the women's truth, and I can understand both of them. And because of that, I get shit from this side and I get shit from that side.
And it's almost like that's the role that you've chosen to take on.
And that's the role that I'm going to play. And that's the role that I am. So I'm cool with it. I honestly, I don't have a problem with the hate online. And the reason why I don't have a problem with it is because where I'm sitting is like, I look at my life, I'm like, I have a wife that is amazing. I have a daughter who's beautiful and growing so fast. I have a dope set of friends around me. I wake up and I run my own business, a business that is thriving. Like, I'm like, what? I understand why you would hate me. I get it. I understand why you would hate me.
I'd be more jealous.
I would hate you. I would hate me too. You know what I mean? I get it. And it's funny because I'm nosy, right? Like, I'm nosy. So when someone comes on my Instagram and they start talking shit or whatever, or they go on my YouTube and they start talking shit, I like click on their profile before I reply. I'll click on their profile and then I'll see who they are. And I'm just like, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're like, I get where this is coming from.
I understand. I totally do. I get it, bro. I get it. You know, so it's
like, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't get it. Hey, you know, dude, wait, look, if this is making your life better to be pissed off at me, cool. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
But
I just think it's beautiful that you guys are able to speak from just like your hearts. Yeah. And like wherever that's coming from is going to be a place of good intention, right? Yeah. And so you might say some things that might get taken a certain way or this or that or the third, but it's like, you know that you're coming from a good spot and you know that you have a foundation under you that can't be broken, bro. Like you have these things set up for yourself that you completely orchestrated for your life, your family, your wife, your kids, your friend circle, all these things that you built out of absolutely nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely nothing. Yeah. Which is just like, you know, so from there, it's like whatever you say and that you stand behind, like, I'm going to be like, at least this motherfucker's coming from a place of good intent. You know,
and at the end of the day, like my stance can always change.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing that like it's so crazy to me because I'm like, look, I feel like I have displayed online that even though I have very passionate stances, I have definitely displayed when I've made mistakes. I've definitely displayed when I've was wrong and when I was out of line or out of pocket. So I should be, if there's anybody on the internet, I should definitely be the person that you can reason with.
For sure.
I definitely am the person that can be like, you know what? You have a point. I was tripping. Let me go correct this. And I feel like I've displayed that, and I feel like I've always showed that. So when people attack me in a personal stance, it always is like kind of baffles me. It's always kind of like, okay, I don't really understand it.
Yeah, you're like, this is my viewpoint on this situation based off of the knowledge that I have at this very moment.
Now,
very moment. Give me more knowledge and I will reassess.
Right.
Like I will reassess.
Right now.
And I'll hit you back tomorrow and say, hey, I looked into it. Thank you for telling me.
I was tripping.
Guys.
I was wilding on this one.
And that's how life, that's how it should be. It's like, educate me. Let me know. And then I will go look into it because I'm self-aware enough to know that my fucking say is not the final fucking say. Dude.
I know that I know nothing.
Thank you.
You know, so I'm always learning, growing, and my audience is really graceful actually in that regard. Like, although we have a couple bad apples, but that does not represent the entire audience that we do have. And a lot of them are very well spoken, and they know a lot of shit. So they're actually more smart than I ever am. So I'm like always learning from them. So it's awesome. Like I love the community that we built, even though there's like a couple of them that are just a little wild sometimes.
Well, I think there's a big subgroup online where they're just looking for things to attack. So it's like if they find anything that maybe even goes a tiny bit colors outside of the lines or whatever, they're just like heat seeker missile that's like full attack, everybody. It's like, boom.
Look at this motherfucker.
Yeah. This fucking guy.
They're definitely in there. They're definitely in there.
And so it's like you have to deal with that. It's like, this is a barrage. And like, so you're gonna get that whenever you just speak from the heart, because there's always gonna be something that's gonna set somebody's thing off.
I'm gonna rep some people the wrong way.
You're gonna ruffle a couple feathers up
all the time. Yeah, it is.
Especially with the amount of conversation that you're vulnerably displaying in raw form.
Yeah, I mean, I always say that. Like, if I'm gonna speak for an hour a week,
come on, bro. Like,
I guarantee you, in one of those weeks, I'm gonna say something that's gonna be fucked up. But that doesn't mean I can't correct it and learn from it. And that's the real bottom line, is that we're trying to have discussions that can widen our understanding of life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. Let's check back in on this here.
Well, the comments got left.
So here we go. I don't want to get too close to the mic. We're going to blow this thing out.
I can't read it.
All right. So.
What they got? Some of these questions. AMA.
Advice on becoming more confident in yourself, Jared.
Oh.
This is a good one. Miss Rarity. Shout out to Miss Rarity for the questions.
What's poppin'? Advice on how to become more confident in yourself. Okay. This actually aligns with a word that I have chosen that basically is encompassing my entire brand. And the word is enjoy. If you have followed me at any point in my life, you know that I put enjoy in front of literally everything, because that is a reminder to me that I have to enjoy my life. Now, what I mean by that is when I stumbled on this word to really, truly understand what it meant, my life was shitty. I was homeless. I was basically everything that I owned was in a backpack. And I didn't have any money. I didn't have a job. I was begging for money for food. I was couch surfing. Sometimes I would sleep under these building stairs on Van Noen in North Hollywood. If you are in LA, you know what I'm talking about. And then I discovered the word enjoy. Obviously, I knew the word enjoy. I wasn't illiterate, but I knew what the word was, but I didn't understand what it meant. And for me, the word enjoy means, are you enjoying the journey? Now,
amen.
when I say that too, it's like, if there's something about the journey that you are not enjoying, you have to recognize that and see how you can change either your perspective or change your circumstance. So as soon as I started inviting more joy, enjoying my life, my confidence started going up, my life started getting better. Looking at my life as, what am I doing right now that is bringing me joy? There's a wonderful woman. She has a documentary on Netflix where she would go through someone's house and she would pull off different clothes and different items in the house, and she would hold both of them up and she would ask the owners, "Does this item bring you joy?" And if the owner said no,
throw it in the trash.
They would throw it in the trash.
Oh my God, that's heavy. That's heavy.
And so she would do that. She would get all the clothes, all the items in the house, and then you would take 2 items. So like if I had my phone, and they would go, "Does this item bring you joy? Or does this item bring you joy?" And whatever one did not bring you joy, you would throw it away.
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
But that type of perspective, that type of way of living life will change the way that you look at yourself. Because at that point, the only thing you're putting on is the shirt that brings you joy. The only time that you're putting on, you're walking through your house, you're only seeing the items that are bringing you joy. That is going to lift your confidence up so much more that, go down to the people in your life, the friends that are around you. Are these friends bringing you joy? If they're not, throw them out. You don't need them people. Is this situation that you're in, is it bringing you joy? Is this job bringing you joy? No, it's not. Let's go find a different job. And just having that type of perspective and figuring out how to find things that are only going to bring you joy, it's just going to lift your confidence up. So
I think that's a huge part of it, is trying to eliminate let's say like extraneous things that aren't actually contributing to like your actual self-health, I guess,
Yeah.
So I can see that, it's like, but I also have like another side of it too, is if you're talking about self-confidence, right? I think that self-confidence is also earned.
Oh, it's worked for. Yeah.
It's worked for.
Yeah. And
so I think that it's also, it's like confidence is a landlord and rent's due every day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
So what did you prove to your psyche that day that you deserve to have confidence?
Yeah.
What did you do today
to give you that boost?
To tell your conscious, I deserve confidence in myself.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you do?
Yeah.
Did you sleep in bed all day and eat potato chips and fucking watch Netflix? Well, guess what? You don't have confidence yet.
It's done. It's over.
But the beauty about it too is I think it's also a day by day thing. So one day you could feel like a piece of shit and you could do that, and then the next day you wake up and you go, you know what?
Get your shit together.
I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do these 5 things that I told myself for the last month I was gonna do to progress myself forward in my life, and then you have confidence.
Yeah.
And I think if you do those things, if you actually end up listening to your conscious, the conscious is also known as the authentic voice of God. So
let them know.
I'm telling I'm throwing you guys gems right now. So you know that little voice in the back of your head that says, you know what? Maybe you should go out and try to go do this one thing that you always said you were going to do. And you're like, no, I'm going to eat pizza rolls right now and sit in my bed. It's like, I don't want to get out of bed. It's too cold.
And then you're upset, that you're out of shape or whatever the case may be. And then you have less confidence in yourself.
Right.
And makes sense.
Think if you ended up listening to that voice and you did that for an extended period of time.
But what fucks that whole thing up is that there's these like these people in life that are preaching that voice is self-deprecating, right?
For sure.
Which
I know where you're going.
Which is is not necessarily
it's
true.
Scary. It's scary.
Because, I read a book called You Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins.
Oh, yeah. I know that guy.
That fucking book is right on line with what you're saying. Is right on line of that, like, I
got a lot of it from that guy.
Oh, that guy. Whenever I'm
Living with a Seal. You ever heard of that book?
No.
It's about this dude that lived with David Goggins for like 90 days.
Oh, he probably changed his whole life.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, like, we're told, like, be nice to yourself, have self-love, and the person in the mirror that you're looking at, that voice in your mouth, that's like, you got bad character, bro.
And you're like, no, learn to love them.
Yes.
You know? And you're like, well, what if I actually do action to make myself love what I see?
A better person. And so David Goggins is always like the person that is talking to themselves in the mirror, that is telling you that you have bad discipline, that you have bad habits, that you have this and the third, is usually right.
Yeah.
It's usually right. The funny thing you said is the voice of God, because that like hit a nerve in me where I'm like, yeah. A lot of people don't want to hear that.
No, they don't, because it's hard.
But it's the truth.
Because it's hard.
But it's the truth. It's the truth if you are not blessed to have a very good starting point. Yeah. If you're not blessed to be like naturally have self-discipline, naturally have drive, naturally have confidence, naturally have this, you might be able to get away with being like, well, it's not that bad. I'm good.
Yeah.
You might be able to get away with that. But the majority and the average of people don't have those things.
No.
And so they need somebody to be like, bro, get your shit together, put the work in, and you will be happier.
I also think that in this day and age where we have a culture that like kind of justifies just accepting exactly how you are.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, you change every single day.
Yeah.
You should be striving to try to be better every single day.
Right.
And so I kind of think, I think sometimes people try to justify like, oh, you know what? I'm not happy with myself, but I love myself, and so I'm going to stay just how I am because I'm supposed to love myself more.
Which is fine as long as you're okay with the results that brings.
Yeah, I see that.
You know what I mean?
And also, a lot of people conflate this with physicality,
or
how you physically look. I don't think it's so much that. I think that they kind of go both with each other.
Yeah.
And I think that there's too many cop-outs being made for people that just don't want to actually put in the effort to positively benefit their lives.
Yeah.
Because it's too hard.
Yeah, it's so annoying because it's like if you're okay with the results that you are getting by self-love, by all means, continue to do that. Do that as long as you want to do. But if you're at a place where you're like, I'm still unhappy,
right,
maybe try this other way. Maybe try some self-discipline. You know what I mean? And it does equate to physicality because at the end of the day, I know for me, if I were to let myself go and not like take care of my body, not eat right, not do the things that are going to make me feel good, I will feel depressed.
Yeah, you're not going to be truly happy. Like,
I won't. I won't. And that's just me personally. So that's like, I have to take the route of like, am I enjoying my life right now? Mm-hmm. And if something's not bringing me joy, like me not eating healthy, like me not, taking this shit seriously, then I'm going to change that because I won't ever be able to be the husband that I need to be. I'll never be able to be the man that I need to be. I'll never be able to be the father that I need to be if I'm constantly in this self hating mindset.
Yeah.
Because I in order for me to accept myself fully, I have to be on my game.
So let me build on this, what you were just saying. So from everything that I've accumulated right, up to this point, they always talk about what is the measure of a great man, right?
Yeah.
It's somebody who can bear massive amounts of responsibility.
And
then, so if you say that the measure of a great man is somebody who can bear huge amounts of responsibility and then also follow through with what they say, right?
Yeah.
So you have all these things on your shoulder that you're juggling.
Yeah.
So you have to make yourself optimal enough of a human to be able to handle all these responsibilities, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you're being forced to do. And guess what? It's like, you could choose not to.
Yeah.
And just be the guy that says, this is a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do this.
I don't know if I could do this. And then they're out.
Yeah.
And then they're out.
Yeah.
Leave the mom with the kid and you're gone. You know, it's like, fuck it. This is way too much. I can't deal with this shit.
And that's not a man.
That's not a man.
Yeah. Interesting. I never heard it described that way, but I actually like that a lot. That's a dope way of thinking about it. It's actually a clear way.
It's just at least gives it a little bit of clarity to be like, oh, that's the true measure of a man, responsibility, and how you carry it.
Yeah, that's
like,
dope.
Oh, well, that makes
I like
sense.
that a lot.
Let's see what's going on here. So, okay, Jared Brady, what's your IG?
Oh,
switch gears. We'll take a little commercial break.
enjoy Jared Brady. And the podcast name is Enjoy the Podcast, which I feel like
there you go. Miss Rowdy already knows.
They answered it for me. Thank you so much. Sean, congrats on completing your 75 day of cleansing.
Talk about confidence builder. Yeah. Well, I mean, we just did. So you see. I mean, here's the thing: the 75 days of. So for people who don't know, I went 75 days sober. Also did a whole list of things every single day. It was 45-minute workout, a separate 45-minute workout outdoors, read 10 pages of a book every day, cold shower.
Cold shower. You did this cold shower, Dad?
Cold shower every day.
How'd that shit take you? How was that? Did it work?
Wasn't that bad. But it also made me feel amazing.
Really?
And I did Wim Hof breathing method every day.
Oh, you were in the Wim Hof game?
Oh, yeah, bro. I went super hard.
You went in.
What was it? Follow a diet, no cheat meals.
You went hardcore.
This is every day for 75 days straight. What was the last thing? It was I'm trying to think. Can't remember off the top of my head. Oh yeah, abstinence. Yes, that's actually I was celibate for 75 days too.
Damn.
So there you go. Damn, I don't know how you pulled that one out.
I mean, it just kind of in line with...
Kind of made sense.
It's kind of in line with everything you did.
If I'm being very candid, it was only once every 7 days would I bust one out. You know?
Just to
that
make
was
sure.
Just little semen retention.
Make sure
just good old-fashioned semen retention, you know? And so...
No ladies. No, I mean, hey, that's...
I went hard.
That's interesting. I've always wanted to do that. I mean, now I'm married, so I don't think I'm allowed to not have sex.
That actually wasn't part of it. I just added that in.
Oh, you added that in?
Yeah. I added that in and the Wim Hof shit. I added it in because I was like, oh, like I looked at the list and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be hard, but I was like, I just really just want to go hard, like super crazy with it, you know.
That's interesting. I've always wanted to withstand from sex, and I've always wanted to like do a hardcore diet. I've never done a hardcore diet.
Mine was really just calorie restriction.
What does that mean though?
It was like low carb, under 2,000 calories a day.
Under 2,000.
And for me to maintain weight is 3,500 calories a day because I'm 6'5". I was 6'5", 238. Now I'm 216.
What is that? 1 meal a day?
No. So average meal is about, average maybe 700 calories.
Okay.
So for me to maintain the weight I was at, which was like I was in shape, 238-pound guy.
Yeah.
Nobody would ever think I was out of shape.
Yeah.
You know? 3,500 calories a day. So
did you lose weight?
Yeah, I'm at 216 right now.
From
238.
238?
238. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm absolutely shredded.
Wow. I'm cock deep. Wait, when did the 75 day end?
Like last Friday.
Oh, it's this new.
No, I'm brand
new.
Like my first drink was literally Friday night at 12 a.m.
You got drunk as fuck, huh?
No, not really.
No?
It was actually surprising. My brother bought me a fucking bottle of Dom.
Oh, okay.
And sip some champagne, have probably 7 beers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't go crazy.
No, that's good.
And the whole weekend just kind of did the same shit, like sat in the living room. It's kind of like how we're talking now. Just did that for fucking 3 nights straight, you know?
That's crazy, bro.
Great time. Had a blast.
What did you feel like you gained from it?
Dog. I became an adult.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened. I became an adult. I realized everything that I was trying to figure out and like look for in other places was literally all inside of me.
Yeah.
And like it was just the whole thing. That's why that question she asked kind of like built up kind of like a trigger in me, because she was like, how do you find confidence in yourself on a day-to-day basis? I was like, well, I figured it out.
I know exactly what it is. Yeah.
And now here's another thing that I learned from it too, is that I don't think that abstaining from and being completely sober, like I don't think 0 is the right amount of alcohol for a human. You know,
you
or
like
any drug.
A little fun.
I think that it just has to be done in a way where there actually is moderation, so where it can actually benefit your life.
Yeah, yeah.
I just happened to be going overboard just because I was just in full hedonism mode. It was just like, I'm comfortable. I'm able to pay my bills. I'm doing I'm living this life where I get to make music every day.
Nothing's dropping off. Yeah.
And so I was just like, I'll drink a beer at fucking 12 a.m. whenever I want to. I don't care, you know? But Derek Jackson.
Hey,
hey,
guys.
Who is Edith?
Oh, probably someone who watches Enjoy the Podcast. Now, listen, guys, we went in on Derek Jackson. Who is Derek Jackson? I'll give you the story right now.
Full rundown.
We went in on Derek Jackson, and listen, guys, I was gonna have the video ready for you guys tomorrow, but it's looking like I'm gonna have to edit it, and then it'll probably come out on Friday. But anyways, we went in on Derek Jackson, and let me tell you, bro. You don't know who Derek Jackson is?
Who the fuck is Derek Jackson?
So Derek Jackson, I'm guarantee you've seen his videos. Derek Jackson was the guy who he would be in his car and he would be watching a video and then he would do a reaction to it.
Okay.
You never seen any of his videos?
Yeah, I'm sure if you show me one, I'd be like, that's him.
I'm gonna show you. I gotta just so you have reference of before I get into whatever.
Darren, show this on the stream. No.
Oh, could he?
No.
Oh,
that's next level. That's like that's about 2 years down the line.
Okay. So
Derek Jackson.
Let's see. There's all these people doing all these parodies of him, so I'm trying to.
Hey, well.
So he's the guy who would sit in his car.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've definitely seen this.
He's a goofball. Okay. So, all right, now here's the funny thing. I would always clown this guy. And I would get shit for clowning this guy.
I would get shit?
I would get shit for clowning this guy because he was supposed to be the evolved man. Oh, thank you, sir. He was supposed to be the evolved man. He was supposed to be the guy who ladies should learn from.
Has surpassed gender norms. There you go.
Yes, he was supposed to be like the guy who was giving relationship advice. He was always shitting on men. Which is fine. Whatever, dude. Do your thing. But I could smell it from a mile away. And I would always be like, this guy's bullshit. Because
right.
I never claimed to be an evolved dude, but I am very in tune with myself. So I am aware that nobody is this perfect.
Right. Like
nobody is this fucking perfect. And he would talk shit on dudes who would make mistakes. Always rubbed me the wrong way. And he had this like, what is that? He's a Christian fuckboy. That's exactly what he is. But here's the thing. He would always like have this like very judgmental
spin.
Yeah, it was just not good. And so, my audience would always ask me to have him on the podcast. And I would always be like, no.
Oh, that'd be brilliant, though. Oh,
no.
That'd be brilliant.
We're not having him on the podcast. Now, get this. I have a mutual friend who's friends with him.
Yeah.
And so she came over and yes.
The Christian nice guy.
He is the nice guy. I had a whole podcast about nice guys. They're fucking whack. There's no real nice guy. There's no real thing.
We will talk about this later. Keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. But so the where was I? Okay, I had a mutual friend who was friends with Derek Jackson, and she came over one day and she was like, "Oh, you should have Derek Jackson on the podcast." I was like, "No, we're not having Derek Jackson on the podcast because I don't think that what he's doing is good." And she was she was like so thrown back. She was like, "What? Are you serious?" And then she was like trying to tell me like, "No, I think he's really cool. He's a good guy. I don't really know much about him, but everything he says is pretty cool." And I was like, "No,
I think he's not."
No, I was like, he's lying to these women.
Yeah,
and he's pandering.
For that's what it is. It's pandering.
He's pandering to these women, and
to get followers,
and it just rubs me the wrong way. And
okay.
So now, this was a week ago. This was a week ago when I had this conversation.
Yeah.
This same girl hits me up and was like, "Yo, did you hear that Derek Jackson cheated on his wife?" And I said, "I'm not surprised. I didn't think nothing of it." This took over the internet. This guy,
like he found. Oh wow!
This guy,
is this going where I think it's going? Like he found out of that. He got wind of that.
No, he got destroyed by the internet.
Oh my!
The internet's destroyed him. But yeah, he can't be allowed on the podcast. Thank you. Yes.
But
yes.
he can't redeem himself. He's had the opportunity.
No. No. He cannot redeem himself. He cannot.
He doesn't get a second chance because he said we didn't get a second chance.
No, he cannot. He cannot redeem himself.
Fuck him.
Because here's the thing, I don't give a. I said this on the podcast that's coming out, so I'm giving you guys some exclusives if you guys are here from the podcast. But I don't give a fuck that you cheated. That happens in relationships. I don't care about that.
But own up to it.
I don't care about that. But you're selling courses. You're selling books.
Oh my God.
As this evolved
you're so
man.
Slimy.
Not even that. You ruined people's relationships. Because in the real world, people go through shit in their relationships. In the real world, people have problems. In the real world, people cheat.
Yep.
That is what happens sometimes. And when you go out there and you say, he had a video out there that was like, I don't have sympathy for someone who cheats.
My God, bro.
He had this ruthless, and he's filling up these women's minds with this confidence of like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
They're separating families. They're separating people from their kids. All because these men made mistakes.
For sure.
Now you're sitting here trying to ask for the same grace. You're holding hands with the wife that you cheated on. Your family didn't get ruined.
It's like you don't get it, man. Like
that's whack, bro.
Yeah, you don't get that sympathy.
That's whack. That's whack. That's whack, bro. And then somebody was like, I feel kind of bad for him. No, fuck that, bro. No.
Yeah,
no. You put yourself in a position to be judged.
And the only reason is because he was making it so just cut and dry out the gate.
Yes.
So if you're gonna make yourself the cut and dry guy, saying, "Look, I'm over here, and I'm saying that this is not right, and if anybody ever treats you this way, they're done. Never talk to them again." If you're gonna be that guy,
you better be that guy.
Then I'm gonna treat you that way.
Yeah, be that guy.
And if you fuck up and you do that, guess what? You're done, dude.
You're whack. You're whack.
You don't get the second chance because you didn't give anybody else the second chance.
Exactly.
That's all it comes down to.
That was my gripe with him. My whole gripe with him was like, this is not about infidelity. I don't really care that you cheated.
It's about all encompassing.
This is not. Yeah. This has nothing with infidelity. Oh, and that's Edith actually brought up a good point.
Unrealistic.
In his apology video, he was talking in third person. Yes. He was like, what? He was like, Derek Jackson.
You're fucking kidding me.
No, he was like, Derek Jackson has been involved with other women.
Oh my God. No.
Yes, bro. Yes. No.
What if you had that with like with your girlfriend or your wife?
Manipulative
like, if I come up and just like you come up, you're like, so
Sean
Jared Brady. Jared Brady has been involved
with other women.
And I just want to let you know, Shan.
It's whack, bro. It's whack.
What year? Like, what are we doing, dude?
It's whack. And
what are we doing?
So, we had a therapist on the podcast, and she was saying, I don't know if it was in the episode or we cut it out, but she was saying that like people who talk in third person is them trying to distance themselves from the mistake that they made.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously,
he's like trying to disassociate himself from the problems that he created.
I'm not the same person I was yesterday.
The old Derek Jackson.
The old Derek Jackson cheated on me.
Come on, bro. We actually moved past this. We're actually done with this. Oh yes, Edith, he did.
He made a reaction video
to his own video.
Oh my God. He may have a career in politics, is what my pop said.
Oh my God. No, he doesn't.
Oh my God.
No, he doesn't.
Bro.
Yeah, he made a video reacting because you know how he does his video?
Yeah.
He made a video reacting to his own video.
About cheating. Oh my
What in the
bro.
narcissistic bullshit is that?
What in the narcissistic fuck?
Yes. Come on, bro. Derek Jackson,
bro.
you're spinning out of control. You're spinning out of control.
Derek Jackson, I want all the smoke.
Pull it together.
Bring me your hands.
Pull it together. Pull it together.
We can throw hands if need be.
If need be. If need be. And guess what? All the shit you talked on men, and it turns out that you're just as much as a shitty man as all of them. Disappointed, bro.
What are we gonna do?
Disappointed. But anyways, look out for that new episode. It's probably gonna come out on Friday. I wanted to have it come out tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see. It may still come out tomorrow. We'll see.
I'm gonna drop it in 5.5 minutes. I'm dropping the.
It's not edited at all.
We're going raw and uncut. Raw and uncut.
Nah, it's bad, bro. You should definitely look into that situation.
Shit, that's insane, dude.
When we get off, you should watch his. I don't know how Twitch works, but it'd be funny if we could watch it like with them. His apology video.
No, we could.
Yeah,
we could do it right now.
Yeah,
let's do it. Hey, Darren. Darren, I want to watch a video, please.
When are you?
I'm kind of afraid of a copyright strike, though.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. I mean,
we got a copy. You know how we got our first copyright strike, dude?
Uh-huh.
We were on YouTube. I was like, I want to play some 2000s.
Would you play like
Dirty South rap?
Some genuine? Or no,
I played
genuine.
What it is, ho? Oh, what's up?
And they flagged you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. For like literally our second Twitch we did, just copyright strike.
Did they like take it down or?
Yeah, I think they were no. This is what it was. They let the whole shit play, and then they took the audio out. But they gave us a strike. I'm like, we only get fucking 3 strikes or whatever. As long as there's no music in the vid. Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right. Well, fuck it.
There is no music. Yeah, you gotta watch this video, bro. It's on his Instagram.
All right, Alexa, switch screens so you can see what we're doing over here. Alexa, react. No,
I'm over here grabbing the mic like I'm gonna
drink it.
Like I'm gonna drink the mic. Go to his Instagram. Go to his Instagram.
Can I do that? I mean,
you might be able to switch. Yeah, you can, but you might be able to switch it over to he might be on YouTube. I'm sure he is.
He has to be. What should I type in?
Derek Jackson apology video.
Apology video. Oh my God.
Yeah, that one right there. That top one.
Let's make sure this is all coming through. Cool. Okay. This top one.
Yeah. Oh wait, someone reacting to
What's going on, guys? Derek Jackson here.
All right, so this is coming through.
Okay, but we can't hear it.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to address a couple of things.
Well, you know what? We could do it like this.
Already heard, maybe not. That this chapter of our marriage is one that.
Oh yeah, see, it's somebody reacting to it. Fuck this video.
Put on the headphones when you hear this.
But a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that.
We're just gonna do it like
this. Some of it is true. Some of it is completely
We're fine, like doing it like this.
But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derek Jackson is involved with other women outside the marriage. And by
Are we live still?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how that switch works. I just saw it. I saw it close.
What happened?
I'm talking about as serious as sex, to sexual flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing. And some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some.
We should be good right here.
Just chatting or
you hear
checking on.
Yeah, I can hear it. Look at her.
Dude, she is not having this.
She does not want to be here.
And with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate.
Oh my God, dude.
Stepping out. Definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took.
Wow.
And definitely not in alignment
with
the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that I'm on
you
right
can
now.
see
now,
by her thumb how uncomfortable she is.
She's trying to get out of there.
Oh, she's like, please let me go.
I've already told her
Jesus Christ.
everything. I've given her basically
This is basically we made a bag off of my brand.
Yeah.
You gotta sit here on this couch. I know I cheated on you, but you gotta sit here on this couch. We gotta save this brand.
Do you like your leased Subaru?
You like going on that yacht, didn't you? So you better sit on this couch.
life.
You like that new purse I bought you, didn't you?
Do you like the couch? Do you like this couch?
Look at these stairs in the background.
Every item.
Look at these stairs. You want to say? You want to say? Babe, you sure you want to put this button on?
He's not exempt from that.
You don't want to. You don't want to. You don't want to get ready.
Made me do this.
You don't want to say the brand. Okay, I got. Fuck it. Come on, let's do it.
Influence me. It don't matter.
And if you ever talk, you better use Bible verses.
By the way, I bought this bonnet.
I gotta account for. There's no excuse or justification. I've already made.
Look at my kitchen.
I've had to lie in it.
Do you like the kitchen?
Personally,
Do you like the food that I cook in the kitchen?
And now this.
So you better sit on this couch while I do this live
To
stream.
you guys, to let you know where we're at with that. But did you?
Oh my God, bro!
Yeah, so
I'm gonna fucking die. I'm going to fucking die, dude.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be there. What are they saying?
No justification.
I don't know what he's trying to click on here.
That was a chat. I saw a chat.
And it was unacceptable, and it's not something that I tolerate.
But she is not having it.
She is not having it.
And
well, there's plenty of people. I see laughy faces in the chat.
Oh, they're laughing at it because it's ridiculous.
I need to leave or why.
It is literally ridiculous what this is.
When I found out about
Bro,
Talk about a guy benefiting off of pandering, like to the point where it's like when he actually gets dead, like red-handed caught, he now has to try to flip it back. And now he's just like pandering once again. And it's like, God damn it, bro.
It comes down to like, bro, like you've created a lifestyle, like you don't want that lifestyle to leave. But it really does speak to and anybody who watches my content. I mean, you could probably. She's not saying shit. She don't want to be there. We all know.
All right, so you guys get the point.
We all know she don't want to be there.
Bring that beautiful blink twice and we will send help.
Yeah.
All right, bring that beautiful camera back to Jared's face. There we are. Very good.
Hey. So here's the thing. It really is what I've learned from the situation is like how powerful the desire to cheat really is. And
For sure.
And one of my co-hosts was like, why would he cheat? Why would he do that? He has all of these things going for himself, all of these things that he built up, and if he got caught cheating, it's gonna tear the whole thing down. And I'm like, those are all the same reasons on why you would cheat.
Oh yeah.
The whole thing about
There's plenty
cheating.
of reasons to cheat.
Yes, the whole thing about cheating is that we could get caught and this could be over. I'm gonna lose my wife and kids and my whole business. Like that
It's
makes
exciting.
it more exciting. That makes the whole situation more fun. So I understand. Like that's where I was saying in the beginning. Like it's not about that he cheated. I understand why you cheat. You're famous. You have money. You have all these things. I understand why you would cheat. You probably have women throwing at you all the time. I get it. I understand. But the fact that you had presented yourself as somebody who's this prepared
pristine white
man.
knight.
Yes. Yeah. And then you're literally running around doing the same thing and you ruin homes just the same way. It's whack to me. It's so whack to me, bro. And I started off my podcast like this is a celebration. I popped a fucking
like,
new thing.
Fuck this guy.
This is a celebration.
This guy sucks.
We got one sip down, one lion ass food down. That way, you guys, whoever are, listening to content, trying to better yourself in the dating community, is not listening to some fuckhead like him. So,
yeah,
we love to see it. We love to see it, Derek Jackson. We love to see it.
Look, man, don't be the guy who is going hard judgment on the rest of on the rest of society, however you want to do it, and then when you get caught for it, try to flip it into your own narrative. Like that's the scum of the earth right there.
Yeah.
If you're trying to tell somebody that you don't get a second chance, if you're this and you're that, then guess what? Like it's not gonna work out. Like you're gonna be fucked.
His words were if you don't want her, leave her for someone else to have her.
Okay.
So why didn't you do that for your wife, bro? Mm-hmm. Come on, bro. You're asking for grace that you did not give. You don't get it. You don't get it. You know what it really is? Really, what it really is it's projection.
For sure.
He was projecting onto all these men what he actually was.
Right.
It was projection.
No doubt.
Down to its core. And that is whack, my friends. That is whack.
don't project.
No.
It's 2021. Figure it out with a therapist and come back and talk about it.
Exactly.
We don't need to project anymore. All right. All right. Another thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Is why when you sit back and you're trying to, it's like stop casting the first stone. Like look at yourself first.
Yeah.
Look at yourself in the mirror. There's a lot of things you got to figure out before you start attacking people. Please.
Yeah.
Trust me. If you go look in the mirror before you send that tweet out, go look in the mirror and say, "Oh, how many things do I need to rearrange in my whole fucking situation?" Please do, because you need to, just like we all do.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
Lord. Well, it made great entertainment. It made this week very exciting. It made great.
Yeah, I didn't even know about it, so now my week's even better.
Yeah. You gotta definitely watch. You gotta watch some of this shit, bro. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
It was his way of making it okay for him to cheat. Well, yeah, probably a lot of it.
In his mind, I guess. In his mind.
There was some like weird perverse way.
Yeah, like
or something.
I'm this great guy, so I'm allowed to cheat. Not you guys. You
really interesting.
Yeah, it's a mess, bro. It's a mess, man. I wonder what he's gonna do. I'm curious to see how this plays out.
God, if he pulls it off, dude, it's gonna be very interesting. If he's able to pull it off,
I don't think he is. But if he is, then he's gonna pull some real 6ix9ine shit.
Well, he's definitely not gonna be able to go back to how he was doing it. Good thing Sean was out of commission the last 70 days, or she would have gotten even.
Who's she?
His wife.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, we there's a lot. Yeah, we don't understand half the things that he puts on her.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
All right, so I'm gonna throw this. They say the person usually accusing is someone. They say whoever smelt it dealt it.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm gonna throw this out of left field for you though.
Throw it out
because I do want to get into this because it's like I would love to stay on here for fucking 6 hours with you and get drunk and talk.
Talk about Derek Jackson,
and which we totally can do. But I might as well fucking get right to the point. I wanted to talk about kind of I know when you were younger, from your inception, right?
Yeah.
From childhood.
Yeah.
You came from a really interesting situation growing up in LA.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you came up through family life, through kind of like adolescence.
Yeah.
You came up it was kind of like this very structured organization. And like all these things that it's like, some would have fucking called it a cult.
Oh, the church.
Church.
Yes. Let's dive into it, man. I'm all.
I don't want to hit it right on the head because I'm like, I don't really know how to approach this.
No, the church.
It blows my mind, bro. It absolutely blows my mind. And so I would like
to dive into that.
Give me just a nice fucking 10-year summary.
Let's jump into it.
Because it blew my mind when I heard it for the first time.
Let's dive into it. It's funny. The podcast have been begging me to like dive into it because I've shared like bits and pieces of it. I've never like,
and you've told me everything, so therefore I'm just like, I'm sitting back like, let me preface this by saying it took Jared years to be able to tell me like what his beginning story is.
Yeah.
So for me to ask him this right now, I actually called him before we even did this. I was like, is there anything you don't want me to talk about? Because maybe, and he's like, no, ask me anything. And I was like, respect.
Yeah, so, we're open book.
Please.
So let's take it back. So my oh shit. Yeah, it's a real deal. Shout out to Edith. But so my dad got involved with a church when I was 9 years old. Now, the thing about it was I lived with my mom during this time. So I would come and visit my dad. Mm-hmm. And every time that I would visit my dad, I would have to go to this church. So I was around it since I was 9. So I had made friends in the church. I had made, a lot of our family friends were in the church. And so everybody's mindset was in that church. Now, as I got older, a lot of those things internalized. Although I lived with my mom who wasn't, super heavily involved in church. So whenever I would go back home to where I lived, it wasn't like pushed on me the way that it was when I was with my dad.
Right.
But then when I got into high school, I moved in with my dad. And that's when it started to kick up like heavily. I would go to church on Friday, Sunday, and Wednesday. So I'm being around, a lot of my friends were in the church. A lot of everything was centered around the church. Now, as I fast forward and got older to where I graduated high school and I ended up into young adulthood, life is hard. So you go into it, and the church has set it up to where I was able to move out with other members of the church.
Right.
And basically they were able to get me a job. And so now
like, stick together and you guys can make it work.
Exactly.
Thing,
so now I am taking the church very seriously. I'm living with what they called at the time disciples.
Mm-hmm.
I am working what they called at the time disciples. So my entire world was revolved around church.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that was different about this church was you had to, in order to become a member, you had to study the Bible. Now, when you study the Bible, there's about 5 other gentlemen that already studied the Bible who are studying the Bible with you. So you go through the entire Bible, different studies. They called them like the sin study, the forgiveness study. They called them these things, and you would go through the Bible, and they would basically teach you the word.
Yeah.
Before you get baptized and are officially a member of the church, you have to write down every sin that you have ever committed.
Oh my God.
Every sin that you have ever committed. When I say ever committed, they literally mean every sin.
How do they expect you to remember that?
They just say whatever you can remember. And they give you like a month
oh my God.
to write this whole thing down. So you write it all down. I wrote everything. Wow. Everything that I could think of. My deepest, darkest secrets. You bring it in to the last study, which is called the sin study. And you read off your deepest, darkest, scariest things that you've never told anybody. Now, these 5 gentlemen now know your inner workings, everything about you. They know exactly what negative, sinful tendencies that you have.
And that was, does that seem like it was kind of on purpose? So that they know everything about you at that moment?
It's so layered that I don't think that the 5 gentlemen that are studying the Bible with you know that it's like that. But I think
I'm
that
not saying them.
I think it was designed higher up. Right. Like, this is how you do it. Because what ends up happening is that these 5 gentlemen, they know you. They understand you very, very deeply. And they know what makes you struggle. They know what makes you tick. They know what your desires are. And so so after you share all these things, these 5 gentlemen end up becoming like your brothers. Now, one of the gentlemen, after you get baptized, one of the gentlemen becomes your big brother. And your big brother, you are now required every day to report to him. So every day I would have to call him and I would have to tell him, everything that happened that day. I would have to tell him like, today this girl came into my job and she was very good looking and I couldn't stop looking at her breast. And like you would tell her all of your sins, everything that you struggle with, anything that you're going through. It could be like, man, I'm really not feeling my dad right now. Anything that is happening in your life, you have to report to him every day by, I think it was like 8:00. Shit. And so,
This is pretty crazy.
Yeah. And so you would have to call in and report to this guy every day. Now, if I was going to hang out with somebody that wasn't a part of church, I would have to let him know.
Yeah.
So they create this like.
Would he have to approve it?
They wouldn't call it approve it, but he would let you know like this is not a good idea for sure.
And you'd be like, I'm gonna do it anyways. Like,
it would guilt you. It would be really hard to make that type of decision because of the atmosphere that you built. Like this guy is heavy. Like this guy is in your mind after all of the studies, everything that they've like brainwashed your brain. Like this guy is next to God in your head. Like his word is so heavy.
Yeah.
Him saying this is not a good idea would rock you to your core.
Yeah.
It's not like now where some guy would be like, this is not a good idea.
Like, I don't think it's a good idea. Like,
I think it is. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be that same dynamic.
Right.
So now, the church has probably unknowingly invested himself or themselves into your entire life. So now, for me personally, it is my livelihood where I work. If I cut off the church, I'm lose my job. If I cut off the church, I'm gonna lose where I live.
What do you do then?
If I cut off the church, I lose all my friends. If I cut off the church, I lose the girl that I want to date.
Yeah.
If I cut off the church, I'm literally nothing.
And you don't know anybody.
I don't know anybody. So they're deeply involved into you. Dude. So now in comes, and that was a very quick explanation of the situation.
Yeah.
It's very quick. It gets so deep that we would be on here for 6 hours talking about all the little intricacies that they.
I remember the first time you told me about it, I was just like jaw dropped to the floor, and I was like, "Tell me more."
It's insane.
Tell me more.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's like
so in comes this girl. I meet her through mutual friends. She's not a part of the church.
Yeah,
she's from a different church. I fancy her.
Oh yeah.
So I go to the guy that I'm supposed to call every day. I go to him. I say, "Yo, there's this girl. She's really amazing. I want to date her. What do you think?" You know? And he was like, "She's not a part of this church."
He's like, "She ain't it, bro."
Yeah.
No, she is though. She is.
And so, long story short, they didn't want me to date her. I dated her anyways.
Got caught.
Got caught. No, I didn't get caught. I was pretty upfront. But
you're like, I'm dating her.
The
like,
pastor,
fuck you guys.
The pastor met with me and was like, "If you date this girl, you will not be allowed to come here anymore." And so I was like, "Huh?" And just from that conversation alone, I was like, "Nah." So now, fast forward. I come home. I live with the people at the church.
Yeah.
I come home after this meeting. I get there. It's a really weird energy. I get an email.
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
I get an email. The email says, "Because you're not our brother in Christ anymore."
Jesus fucking Christ.
Because you're not our brother in Christ anymore, we can't, allow that anymore. And you're going to have to move out.
Okay.
So I was like, oh.
Move out. Where do I move to?
I didn't have nowhere.
We don't know.
So with that one decision of me wanting to date this girl, I have lost where I live. I have lost where I work because I worked with the disciples as well.
Yeah.
Now I'm literally sleeping on the street. And it was just a wild time. So yeah, the church for me was a very terrible experience. And I felt very controlled. I felt very lied to. And it was wild. I mean, it gets deep, like the different intricacies in the way that they would control you. It gets really deep, and like the way they would scare you. Like I think a lot of people who are not involved in the church, they don't understand how the thought of hell, like
can completely control somebody.
How scary that is when it's when it's a reality.
Oh yeah.
When it's to you, it's real life.
Mm-hmm.
The thought of going to hell
it's like you will burn for eternity.
Is terrifying.
Yeah.
And so,
Insane.
When I left the church, even though I left the church, I didn't have a decision to leave. Like they kicked me out.
Yeah.
And so I still believed in a lot of what they taught. Mm-hmm. So I believed that I was gonna go to hell.
Yeah.
I believed that I was going to die.
You're like, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I believed this. So I literally was in turmoil. Like I literally was in torture. I was literally living in hell during that time. So
did you actually put yourself there thinking that you were going to go there?
Oh yeah.
And isn't that the fucking beauty of when you realize that different cultures have different religions, and you start to learn about all these things and all these different ways of thinking about the afterlife.
Yeah.
And then you get this crazy sense of peace once you realize, oh my God, I don't just burn in flames for eternity when I die.
Well, it's just like,
you know,
it's like if that's the God, like this is what I came to. Like, if the God that we all believe in, if he, because they teach in the Bible, like, you're not designed to fight off sin. You're going to sin.
Right.
Like, you're not designed to fight off this sin. You can try, but no human is away from sin. So I was like, if you created a world where I'm designed to fail.
Yeah, right.
And then if I don't meet your needs, you're going to burn me for eternity.
It's like, God.
Like,
it's like, you're kind of a prick. What the fuck?
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I had to get to a place of understanding. Like, I got to a place where I was like, there's nothing that I'm going to do. There's nothing that I can do to separate me from God. There's nothing.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
There's nothing that I can do that's going to separate me from God, because at the end of the day, I am a part of God. The reason why I'm breathing my life, the reason why I am here is because I'm a part of God. I'm a part of that spirit. So there's nothing that I can do to separate me. There's nothing I can do.
No, you literally can't. You literally can't.
Exactly.
And I think I talked about this at a certain point with you too. Probably like the last time I came in with you. It's like when I talk about my spiritual thing and like all this shit. It's like I really feel like we're all just individual pieces of God, you know? And that's kind of like where I'm at on my spiritual journey. Is I feel like, look, like all I feel like I am is just like a piece of the source. And then when we die, we go back to the source. And then, and we figure it out from there. And so it's kind of more like a Buddhist mind state of the shit, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, bro, like when I hear that story, it really baffles me, because I'm like, that still exists right now in 2020. Like,
my parents still go to that church.
Still go to the church.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say, dude. Like, what are we talking about?
It's not preached in love. It's not preached in forgiveness. It's preached in control. So,
and people who are a part of it are blind to it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a huge problem.
Well, that's part of the power of it. Yeah. It's part of the power of it. And you know, I feel bad for them. I really do.
Hold down the chat while I grab these.
What's going on? They recruited your sister in college. Colleges are a really big place for them. Was it the Church of Christ? If it was the Church of Christ, I guarantee it was the Church of Christ.
I feel like that's what she was saying.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like that she was a part of the same church. It was the real deal. It was the real deal. So I was a part of a church that was called the original church was the Church of Christ, and they pivoted their name because there was a documentary that came out that basically proved that they were a cult. So they changed their name to AMS, and after they changed their name from AMS, they changed it again to Turning Point. So those are the name of the churches, and the religion was Christianity, non-denominational Christianity.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Wow,
that girl actually was in the same church.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
Tell her that I feel her pain. I feel her pain, and I understand it. It's really hard to leave. It's not easy to leave. That moment when you leave, you feel so alone. You feel so soloed out. and it's a terrifying thing, but you will get through it. Tell your sister that she is going to power through it because
wow, man,
it's tough. It's tough. I understand her pain. Hopefully she's watching this right now.
You know what's kind of crazy about this is even if she's not watching this right now, she's gonna get shown this video of you talking about it.
Yeah,
and that can make a huge this is gonna make a huge impact in her life.
Yeah,
just watching you talk about that.
Yeah, it's real deal.
That's really crazy.
LDS. Oh,
LDS
run by Gilbert. The guy who started the Church of Christ, his name was Kit McKean.
Kit McKean.
Yeah. He was a wild man. Guy was a wild guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was a wild guy. It's the fastest growing church in like...
They did a whole documentary on the shit too, and then they switched over.
Yeah.
Did you already talk about that?
Yeah, he fired. He got fired. He started another church. I don't think it was as successful. But yeah.
Let's keep you isolated. Yep. I keep reading that as LSD. I'm not.
Me too, bro.
LSD is a cult.
Me too. Me too.
LSD is a cult. I'm like,
LSD is a cult. It is.
Depends on who you ask.
I've done LSD.
Oh yeah, LSD is great. All psychedelics. I think there's way too much of a stigma on that still. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, psychedelics are the path to human enlightenment. That's the easiest shortcut that you can take, as opposed to getting there through meditation or different things. You know, I wish everybody would have a massive psychedelic trip at least one time.
Well, you know, me being native, in order for you to become a man,
it's a rite of passage.
The tribe that I'm at,
wow.
We have these toads in Arizona, where it's an old
5-MeO-DET, DMT. Huh?
It's an old tradition, so like it's not like I didn't grow up with the tribe, so I never had to do it. They basically grab this toad, it squeezes out this venom.
Yeah.
They squeeze it onto like this wood surface or some kind of surface, and they let it dry. Then they chip it off, and they put it in a pipe and they smoke it.
Oh yeah.
And it's DMT. It's natural DMT.
Yeah. 5-MeO-DMT.
Oh, you know what it is.
I know all about it, baby.
You know what it is. So, and it's like a 15-minute trip. It's not like long.
Super intense though, right?
But it's.
No, I've never done it. I've just listened to people talk about it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's. Have
you ever done it?
I've never done DMT.
Do you want to do it together?
Let's do it. You got it right now?
I wish.
We're gonna do it live on this Twitch right here.
Right? Live on the Twitch. It's like, damn, it was a pretty uneventful Twitch. They just fucking went live and did
DMT.
Did Toad.
Yeah. No, I'm down. If you gotta connect.
I thought you would. You're like,
bring the Toad over here.
Well, what my tribe does is.
I'll bring the Toad.
I'm like, don't you know somebody who does it? Like, no,
I could get it though. We can go travel.
I would just want to do it where it's like in the actual natural environment.
In the tribe.
Like, yes, like that's why I would want to do it.
The tribe is kind of mean.
Really?
Yeah.
If they're like, you're not part of us.
Yeah, they're kind of mean. They're kind of mean.
You've experienced the outside world. We don't fuck with you.
Yeah. They're just like, I don't know. Maybe.
Jared Beatty, a venomous frog.
It's the truth, though. It's the truth.
That would actually be really lit. Like if we just like went on a specific psychedelic trip together.
Yeah,
that would be fucking tight.
I'm with it. And then we gotta make it.
We also filmed it.
Yeah,
filmed it all.
Yeah,
we're like we're the new Vice.
Yeah. Hey man, let's do it, bro. I'm down. I've never done DMT.
Yeah, but I'm scared as fuck about anything that intense.
It's only 15 minutes though.
Yeah, but I've literally heard people that have told me when they did a DMT trip, they're like, yeah, I lived a whole other life with a new family and like all this shit, and they could have been super cap, and maybe it's not true.
Yeah. But
they really fluffed it up to the point where they made it seem like, oh yeah, I lived an entire different lifetime and then came back here. I'm like, you were gone for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's crazy. I could see that though. I could see that happening because DMT is a crazy drug. But like I've listened to like Joe Rogan talk about it.
Yeah. I'd be down to try it. I just would want to do it. I would want to do it for the first time with somebody who's also doing it for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just be like, fucking send it and just like roll the dice.
Yeah. Make sure it's right setting.
That's how I'd want to do it. DJ Sevens, what's up, Sevens? Hey, yes, I would. Bring your boy to make sure you live. Alive, yeah.
Sean will have to do 150
hard.
What does that mean?
Because I said 75 days hard. That's like they call it 75 hard, like 75 days hard.
Oh, that's funny.
150 hard.
But I heard that a lot of times DMT makes you go sober.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it scares you sober, but but it probably just makes you just look at life different.
You heard of Ibogaine?
No, what's that?
So Ibogaine is what they it's the same thing as like when people do ayahuasca and shit. Because ayahuasca is a DMT derivative and all these different things. Okay. Yeah. So you go to a tribe, take ayahuasca, and you have this huge experience, and then you realize all these vices you have actually aren't contributing to your life.
Okay.
So Ibogaine, it does something one step further. It's the same type of deal, but then it also disconnects all the chemical dependencies that you've built up in your brain over the course of using opiates and opioids. Shit. So if you have these connections and patterns built up in your brain of your opioid receptors to like dopamine and serotonin, it literally breaks them down. It like destroys them.
That's
and
crazy.
So then you're physically not addicted to
whatever
the
situation is. That's interesting.
And it's after one trip.
That is interesting. Yeah.
It's insane, bro. And so you have these people who are huge heroin addicts. They go into a village and take Ibogaine. They have a massive trip. It's terrible. Like it's absolutely like horrifying.
The worst shit.
They're
in the
just
world.
throwing up and just like it's terrible.
So
like,
where I used to live, I think they used to do I don't think they did that, but I think they used to do like ayahuasca.
Yeah, ayahuasca like will make you purge. It'll make you throw up and shit. But you actually have a euphoric experience where like you'll go out in the forest and like experience different animals and like different spirits and stuff.
Oh
right?
Shit.
Ibogaine is just like torture.
Well, this shit, it sounded like torture.
Yeah.
Cause like they would do like these weekend retreats and they would like invite all these people over and they would be like making these sounds. Like I can't really describe it, but it was like I would look down from my balcony sometimes like, are these people okay?
Yeah.
Cause they would be like, like making these crazy sounds.
It sounds like demonic.
Yes, like these, and it would be like 5 to 10 people, and they would all be like in there just, and then there would be a guy on a drum like, hey, yeah.
Are we doing a seance?
But I knew that they were doing ayahuasca because like I was aware of like what it means to have like a shaman involved and like all these different things. So I knew what was happening, but I was kind of like, man, I wonder if they want to throw some up here. maybe want to, maybe want to give me maybe want to give me some stuff.
Thanks.
Holla, I'm your neighbor, But yeah, I think they used to Airbnb out and like trip people out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I think they used to do that.
I mean, let's
do it, bro.
I want to do it. Like, I want to like have a controlled psychedelic trip.
Yeah.
I really want to do it.
You should. I'll be there. I'll do it too. I'll do it with you. Let's fucking do it. We'll do it on live.
But here's another thing too is I have an older man that I know that's like a businessman guy,
and he does it.
But he does it consistently, like ayahuasca and different things. But he has a shaman that literally comes to his house and they do like ceremonies.
Well, I heard that you need a shaman there for you.
If you want to do
it
right.
If you want to do it right, because he can guide you through.
And I want a shaman.
Yeah, I want a shaman. Take me away, bro.
Yeah. It's like
make sure I get to the destination.
Exactly. Like guide me here. It's like maybe they got a Groupon for it. Yeah, maybe.
Like they might.
Holy shit! Those are the same sounds emanating from my bathroom. Jesus Christ!
I'm sure they are.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting a lot of extraneous comments.
Well, shit, man.
Yes, sir.
This was This was a good one. Hey,
This
shout
was
out
great,
to
man.
shout out to the people who came here from Enjoy the Podcast. You're very appreciated. The Derek Jackson video is gonna come out in the next 2 days.
There we go.
That is for sure.
You guys make sure to tune into that, dude. I'm just so happy that this guy came in and blessed me coming by the studio. It's been a long time coming, man. I've known this guy forever. And, hey, who knows? I might fuck around and come on Enjoy the Podcast.
You're coming on Enjoy the Podcast.
Very, very soon. Maybe too soon. Maybe sooner than you expected.
No, you're coming on the podcast. Let's make this happen ASAP. You and James.
Oh yeah. Oh, it'd be a blast.
You guys go. Blast. We have 90% women following us, so maybe you can score a little keeper.
Oh my God, we'll see, dude. Maybe I can find myself a wife.
A little keeper,
dude. Maybe
a little situation.
Just maybe. All right. Cheers, man.
Dude, thank you for having me on,
Fucking awesome. Amazing. Hey, go follow Jared Brady. Say the IG.
Yes, you can follow me at Enjoy Jared Brady. You can find the podcast at Enjoy the Podcast. You know what the deal is. We're going to have a good time.
Yep. You know what the fuck is up?
You know what it is.
Long Haul Studios Twitch. Bitch. All right. See you guys soon. Oh, that was amazing.